Hello and welcome to a yin yoga class for the hips. We're going to start by just arriving and setting our intention. We can do this sitting down or lying down, and we're going to start with a three-part breath. So you'll start with inhaling from your stomach to your rib cage to your chest, and then exhaling from your chest to your rib cage to your stomach. We'll go ahead and begin. So stomach, chest, rib cage, chest, and chest, rib cage, stomach, stomach, rib cage, chest, chest, rib cage, stomach. And we'll just keep going like this for a couple of minutes. Take our last couple of breaths. And open your eyes. So we're going to begin with a butterfly. If you've done other types of yoga, you would know that your butterfly is typically with your feet very close to your pelvis, but in yin yoga, we actually do a long-legged butterfly, so you make more of a diamond shape with your legs. And once you're in position, we can go ahead and start to come forward just to your own degree. We want to go wherever we just naturally stop to begin. So Yin Yoga has three principles, and the first one is just come to your edge. So again, that's where you can just naturally stop. You don't have to do any pushing or fighting to get there. And then we move into the second principle, which is just to be still. And the third is to hold for time. There are a couple of caveats to this. If you find that you are feeling any pain, any burning sensations, any tingly feelings, that's a sign you've gone too far and you'll need to just back up a little bit. And if you are invited by your body to go deeper, that is another case where you can move in a pose. If you're finding that the butterfly is a little bit difficult, you can put some blocks under your knees to help kind of hold you up, or you can put a bolster in on your legs. And yin yoga does have some very long holds, so if you ever find your mind wandering, it's totally okay. Just try to come back to your breath and to the intention that you made at the beginning of class. We'll take our last few breaths here in our butterfly. And we'll start to come out by slowly pushing the floor away. And when we get up, we will just roll back on our hips to release our legs. And we have a few options here for counter poses. You can do the windshield wipers, which I always find really nice. You can do a tabletop, or you can just shake out your legs. So it's whatever your body is craving and whatever feels organic to you. And when we're ready, we will come to our next pose, which is going to be our straddle. So opening the legs out wide. It doesn't have to be 180 degrees, so you can just go again to where your first edge is. And if your edge is right here, that's totally okay. So we will come to our first edge, and if this is ever too much on the hamstrings, you can add some blocks under your knees, or like I said, just kind of come closer together. The more wide your hips or your feet are, the more intense this pose is going to be. So start to come down to our own degree. This is also a really great place for a bolster or some blocks or even a blanket if you have one. So we'll go ahead and get lost in our breath. It also doesn't matter if your feet are relaxed or if you have them flexed. I tend to have mine relaxed just so I can get deeper into the pose. If at any time this pose gets too intense, you can come up a little bit or just wait for us in child's pose. And we're going to slowly come back out by pushing the floor away. Again, we want to do this very slowly because we're asking so much of our tissues. And we're going to roll back on the hips again. And then maybe with a groan, move our legs. And again, we can do the windshield wipers. Just shake out your legs or do a tabletop. And next we're going to come into the caterpillar. So extend your legs in front of you and to your own degree, just fold over your legs. Again, if this is too much for the hamstrings, you can add blocks or bolsters under your knees and just come down and get lost in the breath. We're going to slowly start to push our way back up, shake out the legs a bit, do a tabletop, kind of release the lower back, windshield wipers if you wish. And we will come back into our next pose. So we're going to do the shoelace. So we're going to bring our right foot over to our left hip. Just snuggle in and bring your left leg on top of your right, stacking your knees. And if you are one of the more flexible people, you can go ahead and bring your feet a little bit forward. If not, just keep them close to your hips. And we're going to start with a twist. So bring your right hand up to your left knee, and to your own degree, just start to twist back. And this is a bit young for the upper body, so we won't be here too long. Okay, we'll start to turn back around and start to come forward with our own degree. And just make sure when you come forward to kind of snuggle back with your hips so you don't bring all of your weight into your knees. And just get lost in your breath. Okay, we'll begin to slowly push the floor away. Again, lean back and begin to release your legs. Do a little windshield wiper, counteract that movement. And we are going to come into a baby dragon. So we're going to bring our right foot forward and extend our left foot back. You can have your toes tucked or not, it's up to you. And I find it easier with my hands inside of my leg, but if you would like, you can do one in and one out as well. And up to you, you can stay on your hands, or if you'd like to go deeper, you can come all the way down to your forearms. And remember, if you're too deep and you can't smile, you need to back out. Okay, and for those of us on our forearms, come back to your hands and start to heel toe your right foot to the edge of the mat and begin to wing out your leg. Just open up that hip a bit more. Just a couple of times, and then we will hold here. And again, you can come down to your forearms or just stay on your hands. Going to your forearms, you will get a deeper stretch into your hips, so it's up to you. Our last couple of breaths here. Okay, and those on our forearms, we can come back up to our hands. Bring our leg back to neutral. Tuck your back foot. Plant your paws. And come back into a downward facing dog, perhaps with a groan. And take your dog for a walk. We'll come back to a seating position. And we are going to take our left foot by our right hip. So we're back in the shoelace on the other side. And right leg over left. Again, knees aligned as best as possible. Unless you did the left foot on the other side, then switch. We don't want to do the same side twice. And again, we'll start with the twist. So left hand on right knee, and to your own degree, turn back and look over your right shoulder. And again, this is a bit yang for the upper body, so we won't stay here too long. Okay, and start to come back to center and begin to our own degree to come forward. Just remembering to snuggle back as we do so, so all of our weight doesn't come into our front knee. And get lost in your breath. And take our last couple of breaths here. And we'll slowly start to push the floor away. Roll back and release our legs. And get a little bit of windshield wipers or shake out your legs or a tabletop, whatever is organic in your own body. And we'll come back up to hands and knees. Bring our left foot forward, right leg back. You can tuck again or you can just have your foot relaxed. I recommend doing whatever you did on the first time. And we will just hold our little baby dragon. And again, you can stay up on your hands, or if you'd like to go deeper, you can come down to your forearms. Those of us on our forearms will come up to meet our friends on their hands and begin to heel toe your left foot towards the edge of your mat and begin to wing out your leg just as we did on the other side. Just a couple of times, loosen up that joint, and we will keep our leg winged out. And again, you can stay on your hands or for a bit deeper stretch, go down to your forearms again. If at any point this gets too intense for the back knee, you can fold your mat or add a blanket underneath as well, just to add some support. And remember, if you can't smile, you're too deep. Those of us on our forearms will come back again to meet our friends on their hands. We'll bring our leg back to center, tuck our back feet, plant our paws, and go back to downward facing dog. And again, take your dog for a walk if that feels natural to you. And we will come back down to a seat. So getting on hands and knees, kind of spread out your knees if you wish and sit in between your feet. So we're going to go for a saddle pose. So if you want, you can do a full saddle with me, or you can do a half saddle by just extending one leg, and I'll let you know about halfway through and you can switch to extending the other leg. If you're coming in full saddle with me, there's an option to just stay here if this is too much, or you can come down onto your elbows, or you can come down all the way to your back. And if this still isn't enough, there is an option to grab your elbows, reach over your head. If you do reach over your head, watch out for any tingling because you might be pressing on a nerve. So just be aware of that. If you are in half saddle, go ahead and switch to the other side. And we're going to begin to come out the same way we came in. So we'll start by coming back onto our elbows, then up to our hands, and then up into all fours. Then we'll come back down onto our backs and prepare for a twist. So we will start by bringing our legs up into tabletop and then wrapping our right leg over our left leg, and if it's possible to hook your right foot on your left leg, then do that. And if it just floats, that's okay too. You just do what works. And then you will bring your legs to the right. No, to the left, sorry. Bring your legs to the left and extend your right arm and look over your right shoulder. And just get lost in your breath. you start to feel any tingling in the right shoulder, you can just bring your arm down. And we'll bring our head back to center, bring our legs back to center, unwrap your roots, give yourself a little hug, maybe tilt side to side, or circle your knees, giving your lower back a little massage. And we'll come back into tabletop and wrap our left leg around our right leg. And again, you hook, you let it float, you do what works. And this time we're going to go to the right with our legs. And extend your left arm and turn your head to the left. And again, you want to be careful so you don't push in or constrict any nerves. And if that does start to happen, just move your arm down. And just get lost in your breath. And we'll bring our head and arm to center, followed by our legs. And give ourselves a little hug again. Maybe rocking side to side or circling your knees for a lower back massage. And now it's time for everyone's favorite Shavasana. So extend your legs, extend your arms, palms up, get in a comfortable position. This might be a good time for a blanket if you're a little cold, or to take down your hair, take off any jewelry, and meet me back in this position. Close your eyes and bring an awareness to releasing tension in your forehead, in between your eyebrows, your jawline, maybe your shoulders or your hips. Anywhere you're feeling tension, just be mindful of that and release. If you wish, you can use a bolster under your knees to prop them up. And otherwise, just get lost in your breath. With every exhale, releasing tension out of your body. We're going to slowly start to bring movement back to our fingers and toes. Give them a little wiggle. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Bring your hands over your head and give yourself a big stretch. And when you're ready, roll over to your left side using your arm as a and in your own time, coming back to a seated position in the center of your mat. We're just going to take a few ending breaths here. I hope you feel rejuvenated after this yin yoga class, and I hope that you can take this feeling of peace and relaxation with you throughout the rest of your day. Namaste.